Merz and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney held a joint press conference in Berlin. Merz has called on Russia to accept Ukraine's peace talks and warned of potential sanctions. He said Europe, the US, and Ukraine are discussing strong security guarantees. Merz also reiterated Germany will not recognize Palestine. Carney highlighted supply chain vulnerabilities and Canada's role in diversifying critical minerals for Europe, as well as submarine fleet renewal and cooperation with Germany and Norway. The leaders shared handshakes, military honors, and walked the balcony overlooking the parliament. Let's listen into what both leaders have said.
One of the big vulnerabilities that's been exposed by the Ukraine war, it was exposed by COVID, it's been exposed by the changing global trade dynamics, are vulnerabilities in supply chains, including in critical metals and minerals. Now, Germany has been amongst the leaders in beginning that diversification away from China, particularly China and Russia. Canada can play a role in accelerating that diversification for Germany and for Europe. And these issues are only going to become more important. There's likely to be a fourfold increase in the demand for critical metals and minerals over the course of the.
Now for this discussion, we are joined by Ross Feingold. He's a political analyst, joins us live from Taipei. Thank you so much, Ross, for joining us. Good to see you. What impact could Germany's call have, or does it have any impact, and how credible are these threats, again, of potential sanctions on Russia?
The European countries, along with the United States and others, have imposed sanctions on Russia since the start of the war when Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. Obviously, up to now, it has an effect on Russia's economy, but it doesn't affect Russia's ability to wage war. So notwithstanding sanctions from certain countries, a reduction in their purchases of Russian energy, other countries have picked up the slack there, with India and China buying such large amounts of Russian energy and providing Russia with the cash that it desperately needs to continue the war. So to put it succinctly, this threat of additional sanctions is not going to scare Putin or change his plans for the war. What Putin really wants to see, and what really might change his thinking and his willingness to enter into some kind of ceasefire arrangement, is what is the United States and specifically President Trump willing to do?
Thank you, Ross, for sharing that insight.